which is supposed to be which is supposed to be safe from lightning, to be fair. Basements should be the safest. We definitely put a big neon sign that says something funny's going on in this building. Just a smidge. We You can use it. Look, we can use it to torture people whenever you want to borrow it. Okay? I have not asked for specifics. I do want them eventually, but I that was not a an urgent thing that I needed immediately. So okay, because part of me was like, don't ask because it doesn't matter. But then another part of me was like, but what if one of them is like an immovable rod double-sided dildo that has multiple functions? Yes. I can't wait to use that and mortify everyone in my party. How is this the one campaign I'm not playing a bard? Yeah, just just waiting for the moment where Ray is like, I wish we still had that immovable rod, and Sirens just goes, click. Doesn't say a word. This one's cursed in a different way. Yeah. Look at Rourke and be like, care to explain? Guys, we have a really easy solution to know whether or not Rourke's lying. Hot tub time machine. Um, I mean, I'm not saying it's not the silliest solution that I can think of, but it's the fastest way to know if he's lying. And if he is, and we have to kill him, we already have the hot tub up to wash off the blood. A bath of honesty. I'd like to not murder a potential ally if this was an outside source. If he did it, we can murder him. No offense. I mean, the only one that has to be in it is Rourke. No, you can keep your clothes on. I I think it would be a good idea to not bring weapons into the hot tub. Very smart. I don't know what the magic might do if it interacts with other magic, so the magic items are also probably smart. Well, okay, everybody's getting in the tub, I guess. It gets pretty big if I remember correctly. 0. You're supposed to throw money after the clothes are taken off, not before. 'That could definitely be the case because I have one cable that my iPad will not charge on. Also, I just need everybody to know that around noon today, I was like, man, I really wish we had chocolate in the house. We're terrible at grocery shopping in preparation for like making bad life choices. And my husband brought me home a chocolate covered Oreo. I didn't even tell I didn't even tell him he's just psychic. He went to the place that always has like special chocolate and he got me this one and a s'mores one. And was like, here you go. Yes, I do. Hold on. I'll do that while Amanda's doing her thing. Because if I don't do it now, I will forget. And it's in the bedroom and I don't want to wake up Cass later, so I'm gonna go do it right now. But throwing it is throwing it is funnier. Let's be honest. Okay, so that rules out that the people currently here are doppelgangers, but not whether or not Rourke is lying about being behind the attack. So we're back to we're yeah. Uh, hold on, hold on. I don't know what my. I assume both of mine are trash because I don't have great charisma. Um, but my all the ye's and the haws. That was the intimidation, is you just holding up another coin, but like really close to his head. Like if I throw it from this distance. Are the magic sling bullets made of silver? If so, you could check so many people for doppelganger at one time if you rolled correctly. Because it would just keep bouncing off of people. So efficient. Yeah, my persuasion is only a +4. Oh, cool. I'm glad you tried that out because Siren doesn't need to get in there right now. That'd be terrible. This is This is not a hot tub of truth. This is a hot tub of existential crisis sharing. That's also very honest. Okay, cool. Siren's a little less excited about getting in that tub right now. So, mhm. Mhm. Or they don't know they were converted and she just told it to them like it was an order from the rebellion, like that we're not to be trusted anymore. Turning against us doesn't necessarily mean that those two knew that they were doing it for the dirge. Hmm. Cool. Siren's in the corner trying to wonder if she's actually part of the dirge and is going to betray herself at any moment. Can't trust any of the tieflings. Rebellion baptism, go. Yeah, that's why we assume she was already with the rebellion, so well, we already set the bookstore on fire today, so maybe we don't make Lavinia think we killed Rourke, because even though they're fighting right now, I don't think that make her happy. I mean, all we really have to do is be like, "Hey, Lavinia, some shit's happening. Can we talk to you? Can you get here?" I'm ass- I'm assuming she will. I'm assuming that if Mel is a spy for the enemy, she'll insist on coming. Especially if the only message is some shit's going down here. We need to talk to you. Mel might assume that it is because Nerion is dead and Macra dead because her thing worked, or because it didn't work and we know that something's going on, but we don't necessarily know it has anything to do with her. Mm-mm. Ask Rourke to send someone he trusts. I don't have that open. When we opened the door, they should have said trick or treat because it's actually Halloween. It's the 31st. I don't know, but it's the 31st. Sunday? Saturday. I was doing that math in my head because I don't have the days of the week on mine. So the bookstore was struck by lightning. You know, I think it I think it was an act of God. Mm. 10 months. Who's counting? I think that at the very least we can have a plan in place to maybe do that and be there in place. But if we see any reason that to think that it's not going to work, that we don't do it. Yeah, Meta, I'm kind of hoping that one of the reasons that they're not getting along is because Mel is in the middle, trying to divide and conquer the rebellion. Thanks, I guess, on behalf of the tiefling not trying to murder you. Apparently, it's not that safe. Well, it's one of those we don't know for sure if it's compromised, but we don't want to risk it. There's a good enough chance that we don't want to sleep there. You want to get in the hot tub? Everybody share their intrusive thoughts. I think I very much like. I mean, that sounds really flattering. You should get in the hot tub, Zero. It it might be the only time you ever say anything nice about me. So my blood is part of me. I'll take it for a compliment. All right, go fuck yourself. If you tell me that I'm if you tell me I'm delicious in any way, shape, or form, I'm gonna take it as a compliment. I don't care if it means violent death. Oh, look, you can compliment me without the hot tub. Good job. Proud of you. Mm-mm. Siren's definitely not gonna get in unless someone else gets in with her, so they can just play who has the scarier inside thoughts that we're not sharing with anyone. Pretty sure that that was just foreshadowing the this. So she could locate object. Yeah, I'll bug my fiance to help me keep learning fucking Elvish because I think I'm like 2 days away from actually being proficient in that. Siren just looks at Thea, and in Elvish goes, I don't think we have time for me to get in that hot tub. I talked for like an hour and a half before I kissed Thea. I think that we don't have time to get in that. Uh, Siren's really good at the word vomit. Hypothetic, hypothetically, how many people would have to die for you to be next in line? Hypothetically, okay, let's hypothetically say one person already died. That's an even 60. Five of those are probably dirge. It's only 55 people left. Yeah, but well, you're in his hot tub. I honestly don't know. A super cool knife. I stole a lot of other stuff, but I'm not telling you about it unless I get in the hot tub, and that's definitely not happening. So I honestly, I honestly can't remember a time in my entire life that I was truly by myself. So, oh, suddenly me never being alone makes sense. Uh, yeah, sure, you can put me on a boat with Thea and definitely know that I will go wherever the other boats are going, for sure. Definitely won't just disappear off the face of the planet. I won't do it on a Mechabenzian boat. I tell you what, if I commit atrocious acts of piracy and you have to come and you have to come hunt me down, I'll I'll let you board our ship peacefully and try and negotiate terms. I don't want to make your life harder, Mac. Okay, well, if you have to send boats after me, tell them I'll fuck them up. All right, fine. Don't help me spread rumors about how terrible of a pirate I could be. And by take, he means pay the fee to board and responsibly get a ride the boring way. Yeah, I doubt the Desert Colt has a boat that sucks. I would hope if they have any ships on the ocean were to drown them, but that could just be wishful thinking. Also, just to reassure Mac, I have never committed acts of piracy in Kaijusha. Sorry, Siren will make sure that is the first thought in her brain, and she'll put her hand in the water and say, "I have never committed any acts of piracy in Kaijusha," and I will pull my hand out very quickly. The problem is once you get enough drinks in your body, you're like, "Fuck it, I'm getting in the hot tub," and then Siren's just telling you every thought she's ever had her entire life until her body relaxes. I'm just, it's magic. Just because he had it doesn't mean that Merrick himself ever got in the tub. I think at the very least, one of those in the room where you like take private meetings with other politicians would not be the worst idea. Hey, you know, I am not really feeling drinking this particular bathwater, so pass. See, now though, the impulsiveness makes me want to know. I feel weird doing it while Mac's sitting in it. And I will be annoyed if it's something I don't want to do, like prestidigitate the sheets you're going to use to gag a maid. It it was kindness for the maid, and Thea's response to that was to tell us all we're soft. So hold on, I'm flipping a coin to see whether or not Siren's impulsiveness is going to make her drink hot tub water. Cool. So Siren's going to take her little collapsible shot glass off of her flask and do a shot of hot tub water. See what happens. Hmm. No, the water disappeared before I could swallow it. It was kind of weird. Probably. Look, just today we've already talked about drinking bathwater and stealing sex toys and torture knives. I'm sure that we're already banned on YouTube. It's fine. Fair enough, I guess. Uh, I mean, yeah, but we don't know where she's moving to, so. Yes. Yeah, at the very least, we have to make sure that if we are hypothetically going to attack during the speech, that all of the people involved in that plan are on our side. It is his faction of the rebellion. Siren is going to ask Wound if he knows about a tiefling without a tongue that speaks telepathically. Okay, so at the very least, he hasn't been in a circle that she's involved in. So, what happens if I put the whip in the hot tub of truth? Is he just start? I assume it's just going to tell me how much he wants blood, so I'm not going to actually do that. But he just starts singing the blood song. Blood, blood, blood. Yeah, I don't think we need to know the whip's existential crisis thoughts. I I think at the very least try to get at Lavinia without Mel around and tell her what happened here, and that we know for a fact that Mel is the one that sent those two with our people, um, and get her opinion on that. Also, do we want to do that tonight? We kind of have to do it today, but I assume we're running low on daylight, is why I ask. hmm If we can get into that district by nightfall, we'll be okay. Because, I mean, worst case scenario, we stay in the old hideout basement alone. So, to the bookshop. Definitely using the sewer to bypass the checkpoints if possible. Probably still bring Thea. I'm gonna say that Rhea has to start speaking for Max, so each of us have an NPC. What guys, what if this time we stay home and we just send the other four out? That sounds not fun in any way, shape, or form. Uh, yeah, nope, hard pass. I was just thinking that if we leave all the NPCs at home, there's more of them than there are of us. Yeah, because Max still doesn't have like equipment or anything either, so. The only upside of bringing Mac is if only upside of bringing Mac is if we do get caught, we are breaking into or we are going to the arm where rich people are, so he might at least be able to talk to the guards better than we can. That works. We also don't know for sure that there is. We just know that it's a possibility. Jesus. We done fucked up AA Ron. Yeah, but we also set the place on fire accidentally. The leaving was not the mistake, the lightning bolt was. Yes, my perception is a +9. Well, it's the same number. It's an 11 on both. So, dirty 20. Cool. I wasn't expecting Mel, but good to confirm. Okay, well, probably not, but she needs to know about Mel. I mean, the only honestly, if we hadn't known, like without knowing exactly what it would do, the only other place we would have probably done it is to go home and do it, and then Zero's house would have been struck by lightning and set on fire, which would have made not 30 rebellion members dead, but also we would be equally homeless. That's true. Yeah, where did they leave the trunk when they were attacked? Is your trunk just in the street? Okay. So half dark. Yep. It is getting late. We should probably find a place to stay for the evening. Sure. Her favorite thing to do is stab, and sometimes stab isn't helpful. Hmm. At the very least, stop gawking and hope that no one follows us. That maybe the guard captain was just like, hey, we have people being nosy. Stealth. Hey, apparently, if you say stealth when you roll, you'll get a nat 20. Everyone should try it. Just go stealth. It was worth a shot. Well, we sh we should have known that it wouldn't work for you. Look, I got a 26. I think that Chelsea just didn't manifest hard enough. Look, it tried. It gave you the 2, just not the 0. You didn't believe hard enough for the 0. I rolled a 200. Sweet. You're also not that quick, though, let's be honest. Oh, mine's a +3. That's better than I thought it was. Just try to book it. Roll. Let's see if this works for book it as well as it worked for stealth. Book it. Nope, not as well. Still did good though. I rolled a 19 for athletics, and I have to pee, so I'll be right back. I don't care. The more the merrier. I'm just hoping that we're not blamed for one of his employees quitting. Yep. With the current state of everyone trying to kill us, I think one room is appropriate. Also, Amanda Wallace has a pet spider now, and it's fucking adorable. Yeah. So she got it accidentally. She manifested it because she's been building a lot of terrariums just like for fun. And she was like looking up jumping spiders and where to get one because she wanted one. And then she just noticed that there was one in her terrarium. She said he's been in there for 3 days and he's just chilling. And there's enough like little flies and stuff in her house that he goes and eats them. Because it's protecting her from the cockroaches that live in Chelsea's garage. You haven't seen any? Good. The spider's working. I mean, at the very least, get a table and then maybe food and drinks and tell whoever waits on us that we also need a room. I'm afraid to approach the bar at this point. Also, we don't know the rules here, so the the worst the worst curse. The deck of inconvenience, because everything for him is spicy. Ray lost a shoe. An asshole. That's who Jeff is. I wonder if Jeff knew Kravitz. Alright. My headcanon is that Jeff also hates it so much that he created a magical deck of cards that inconvenience other people as much as his name inconveniences him. He's never been able to find a keychain with his name on it. Yeah. Sorry, we sorry that we lived the same childhood of never being able to find Jenna on anything. And now there's a bajillion Jenna. I feel that. I feel that a lot, Jeff. I got Gina by every substitute teacher I ever had. Cool, let's get a room. Hmm. Unless we just want to sit down here and watch this guy drink a glass of milk and say how spicy it is. Sure. They mix camel milk with vodka and they call it a white mecca. It's real gross. No one orders it. Look, it is what it is. Yeah, we'll head up to the room. Nice. Siren's gonna use the non-truth tub because she can magically fill it. So I don't see why I couldn't manifest warm water with a leveled spell. Mm-hmm. I will. I will. No, hard pass. I'm not a chinchilla. I'm just itchy now because I'm imagining sand deep in all of my pores. I'm so clean I can see my bones. Uh, Setting up watches. Siren's definitely taking a bath while that is available. I don't either, and we can discuss it while we're sitting here chilling, resting, because we need to warn Lavinia. Bottom line. I will go first. 18. No, they're not. It's illegal. Yep. The the only thing we can do if we go back to the other hideout is be like, okay, Rourke, we couldn't find Lavinia. What's the plan for attacking the Vizier? Um, yeah. By the way, in your planning, you need to count at least 30 less if you were planning on Lavinia's people being there. Um, I'm not opposed to looking for Thieves' Cant to try to find the new rebellion spot. My only concern with that is I assume that the 30 people that were murdered were at the bookshop also looking for that information, because that's where I would start that search. And I'm worried that if the guards did get a decent enough look at us, our showing up there again will be bad. I mean, yeah, we don't know where to start looking. I I think it's a good idea. I don't know where to start other than the bookstore, I guess, because we don't know where any of the other rebellion people might be. Mhm. Yeah, understandable. Very. Even if it was us, I don't blame her. We literally fucked up her shit royally. Um. Mhm. I honestly think that her blowing us off was her being like, I'm trying to move and my people are being slaughtered. I don't have time to come to you right now. What was your O, Chelsea? I mean, I do have one idea, but it is a risk on several levels. You could use sending to Mel and just be like, hey, we know you guys moved. We're trying to get back in touch with you to like help work out this shit with Rorik. Act like we don't think there's anything wrong with Mel. Mel's still an ally. And hopefully, if we're reaching out to her, if she is working for the Dirge, maybe Requiem won't block it. The risky part of that is it means that the Dirge knows where we're going to be. Uh, that also means us leaving this wing again, going all the way back to the other rebellion. If she has learned it, sending the message and then coming all the way back here. Um, Potentially just go to the sewers and look for thieves' cant signs. Uh, I would I would assume so, because they're trying to stay under the radar like we are. Um, could also try to find the black market, but that's also risky. Yeah, that's how Sage and Jax were. Sage would be like, I know you'll get yelled at if you chase me, so I'm just going to wait till you're napping and I'm going to run up and slap you in the face. And then I'm going to run behind the couch where you can clearly get my tail if you want it and taunt you. And so Jax would come to me like, Mom, did you see what she did to me? She's so mean. I mean, we came up with several. We decided on none. I mean, if we want to stay out of the sewers, we can also just like walk around the city and act like we're shopping and look and try to keep an eye out for anyone we might recognize or thieves can't symbols that it's safe. Possibly. If you see something weird, show me. See something, say something. Because between me and Thea, we can obviously keep an eye out for Thieves' Cant. That's half the party keeping an eye out for Thieves' Cant, and the other half keeping an eye out for danger. And we can just pretend to be shopping. Maybe try to not get too close to the bookstore if we can avoid it. Mm-hmm. Oh, dirty 20. So, mm-hmm. I'm After a while, I'll just be like, I'm not sure they even stayed in this wing or this arm. If we if we leave this arm and we leave via the sewers, can we also look for Thieves' Cant there, assuming that if other rebellion people know that that hideout's no longer in this wing, that they'd want to leave message of which wing it is in? Uh, leave this wing via the sewers and look for a Thieves' Cant in like the central area where that arm meets the center. So basically, like once once the sewers are past like the checkpoint for this arm, just seeing if there's any Thieves' Cant directing rebellion toward any other area other than the one we know about in the hookah lounge. Yeah, I mean, cool. Is there enough of the message to get a direction? Okay, fair. Very fair. Um, is the body someone we recognize as someone from the rebellion specifically? Insight. 18. Fuck. Okay, cool. I don't feel the need to check his pockets or fuck with him as much as I feel the need to be moving. So I'd luck. Mm-hmm. Or it was Mel. So probably Mel. Yep. Mel probably came with him to do the thing. And yeah. Which means upside, she might not be with Lavinia. Downside, she might not be with Lavinia. Um, yeah, because if they haven't checked in or anything, she would have a reason to. Okay, well, yeah. I think I think this body wouldn't be the worst one to talk to because they probably know where the rebellion moved to and they know who they were with. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. If we put the body's hand in the hot tub, does it mean that the body has to answer us honestly? Because I know that Speak with Dead doesn't make them have to answer honestly. Yeah, I think it's one of those where like by default the body doesn't have a reason to lie to you, but like if it's someone you just murdered, they could choose to not answer or they could choose to fuck you. So it could lie. True. I agree. I'm just saying if we can make sure everything it says is like without a doubt true and having Rourke be able to back us up on that would not be the worst thing. I think the hot tub would work better than the serum for the fact of like you have to like yeah. At the very least, if we're trying to convince people that this dead body was killed by Mel, who is part of the rebellion, I would like there to be no doubt about the authenticity of that answer. I would I would hope that that wouldn't work against the five questions if we don't ask any questions. Very true. I mean, also if he was a rebellion person, yeah, he was in Lavinia's camp, but it doesn't mean that he wouldn't that Rourke might still be like, I will vouch for him not lying to me. So, well, let's stuff a corpse in a bag, I guess. Careful with its beak. Hmm. Hookah. The Hookah Rebellion. While I was just gonna say, while they were shoving the body in the bag, can I have finished the thieves' camp marker that marked that arm as danger? Who were you with when you died? Hmm. Yeah, where can we find Lavinia? Hmm. Or if he says he was alone, if he says he was alone, uh, if you ask if he knows who killed him, if we have the question to spare. Yeah, again, if he was not with Mel when he died, then where can we find where can we find Lavinia? Where can we find Mel, who was with you when you died? Yes, those were not in order. They were just the only three questions we have. Yeah, that's probably a good backup question in case his answer to where can we find Lavinia is in the new Rebel hideout. Where is that actually? If we have the question to spare, uh, what was your name? Would not be the worst one. Mm-hmm. We're definitely worse at thinking on the spot, so Yes. Uh, do you know where Lavinia was planning to look for a new safe place? Give us a direction. Any question to give us a direction. I am suggesting that meta to my companions to see if they can think of a different way to word that more effectively. So, if we want to jump to conclusions, let's say that Salim is part of the inner circle, or if not part of the inner circle, knows where they're going because he's working with Mel. So, assuming that that's who killed him, it's not really going to give us any new information to ask that question. I mean, I also feel like we know the answer to that already. We shot up a giant god flare, and the guard said that's weird, and found a bunch of rebellion members there. I I assume that no one but the inner circle knowing where she's going means that everybody else's plan was to go to the already established alternate rebellion point and wait. Mm-hmm. The only question I can think of I don't know if he'll have an answer to, which is what made Lavinia not trust him. See, I think that I think that Mel is in Lavinia's ear, making it worse. I think that I mean, yeah. I think that I would not be surprised to learn that Mel is like kind of fanning the fire of Lavinia and Rourke not being on the same page with stuff. Because if the rebellion's not working together, it's less of a threat. The only other thing I can think that might give us a lead, which again we kind of think we assume the answer, would just be to ask him where he was headed once he finished marking the tunnel. Hmm. Cool. So hypothetically, a drow named Salim is working with Mel. I I just I just really enjoy that a cult made up a lot of tiefling and drow is also the one tiefling and drow cult that like we can't break into. The tiefling and the drow in this party cannot sneak into this cult. uh, good times. Good times. I mean, I wasn't Zero's not the drow I was referring to, but you're not wrong. Yeah, but I know what you really are though. You don't count. No. Dude, how am I supposed to count you? You're literally zero. Yeah. That's that's the part that I was saying is complicated is that like normally you'd think, "Oh, there's so many tiefling and drow in this cult, they'll never notice us." But it's literally no, we want to sacrifice you and I used to date you, so yeah. Which is probably just makes it extra infuriating for Siren and Thea to be like literally the one place we cannot easily sneak into. It's where we need to know what the fuck's going on. You're right about one thing though. Die horribly is a valid third option. Eh, well, so with those three, let's say two for the sake of dying not being discussed. Um, the only issue with the assassination is we don't know who in the rebellion we can trust at this point. Um, hopefully more of the distrusty people are wherever Mel is. I don't know because two of the people from here did try to murder our friends. Um, but yeah, there's some trust issues there basically. Um, and then the Lavinia thing, I feel like at the very least it's important that we tell her she cannot trust Mel. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yep, hence trying to find her. Because the other issue, Siren will point out specifically to Rourke, Mel was here, so she does know about the Vizier plan, meaning if she wants to fuck it up, she can. And we don't know who's working for her and who's not. And I think that if the men that Mel hired to kill Nerion and Mac didn't were supposed to check in with her and tell her it's done and they haven't yet, she probably already knows that we know something is off. We can hope that she thinks we're blaming you to buy us time, but it's true. Who they say they are. Not that, not to be like racist on Maine. Uh, are there other drow? I know we asked about tieflings. The reason I ask is because we found a thing that helps people pass as drow under magical scrutiny. So I would assume if people are disguising themselves, drow would be the better bet. There's a good chance that the drow that was with our dead friend wasn't actually a drow. Which is why we're discussing it in this private room and not in front of everyone. Yep. Trust me, I don't want to think about it. I'm just, have found evidence that the dirge has people disguising themselves as drow. Uh, that racism is a side effect of dealing with cults. Um, otherwise, no. I was just pointing out how we found the one artifact thing that lets people magically pass as drow under scrutiny. So, what if the dude that killed our bird friend wasn't actually a drow? Or what if any of the drow currently working for the rebellion are not actually drow? I don't know, but I'm stress sweating so bad and I cannot take off more clothes. So I cannot and still be decent. Yeah, don't mind me. It's fine. I'll get on Streamlabs so I can put a little sensor bar. It's fine. Can we send an animal messenger to the pillars addressed to any of the dirge that just says, fuck you? Not for any productive reasons, but it'll make me feel better. Fine. If I knew sending, I would do it myself. Yeah, if that we know of. They might not have found a permanent one for everybody in the rebellion, but they probably have a safe place for her and her inner circle. I mean, if we have other questions we can think to ask it, it's not the worst idea. It's like probably the only good idea at this point. Guys, if we just wait 4 more in-game days, we can just fully Guy Fawkes the Pillars of Eternity. Just fully Guy Fawkes the Pillars of Eternity. It'll be the 5th of November. It'll be the 5th of November. They're like, Amanda, you're in a different chair than normal. We don't know what's happening. Everything is crazy. We might get what we want. It's really weird playing when Amanda is invisible. Crazy. I'm as ready as we're gonna be. Uh, Where the fuck is Lavinia? Is Mel with Lavinia? How many people are with them? So don't go in swinging. Uh, I don't know whether or not the Mao house being the hiding place makes me more or less suspicious of Lavinia. Or she could have just thought no one's gonna look here. Mhm. 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 Yep. Now we know where we're going. I don't know what to do once we get there. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. We can send an animal messenger to Lavinia now that we know where she is. Don't I would not say anything about Mel in the letter. I would just say I like, glad you're safe. We really need to talk. Mhm. Yeah, we'd have to be like, "Hey, like we need to talk to you. We'll meet you." Yes, and I figure worst case scenario, if Mel comes with her, we can take Mel, but we can't take 2 dozen other people also. I'd like I'd like to not compromise that further in case it's not actually as much common knowledge as we think. Probably something closer to the Mao house just because we know that that's where they are. Because I don't think she'll come here. Not necessarily because of the rift between her and Rourke, but it is a distance. Uh-huh. I'm trying desperately to give Lavinia benefit of the doubt that she's just doing her best and she's being manipulated by a psychic. That's in the North Arm. East Arm, I have Mao House, Pillars of the Heavens, the Docks, and Squelch and the Desert Dragons, which are not there anymore, probably. I like that I don't have the name of this tavern, but in the Northwest Arm, my map just says Tavern that sells pickles. Very important. The only neutral ground that I can think of near the Mao house would be to have her meet us at the docks, but it's not exactly a private place to meet. I feel like it'd be less likely we get ambushed by a bunch of cultists there out in the open, though. I mean, we can also say if you don't meet us at the dock by a certain time, we'll come to you. That's also true. My main concern is that the Mao house is currently full of uh, one rebellion leader and 25 dirge cultists. I'm just Almost worst case scenario. Worst case scenario would be there's 26 dirge cultists in the house right now. So also, if we're the ones being paranoid about this right now, we're effectively outing her for the second time because it's hard to go in force and stealthy. Mhm. You are correct. We can we can go just us. We can send the animal messenger from outside saying, "Hey, we're glad you're okay. We're sorry about everything that happened. We really need to talk to you. Can you let us in?" And see if she opens the door and lets us in. If not, things are worse than we thought. If so, could be a trap, but it's a trap that we have to walk into if we even want to start this conversation. And once we're inside, we can not we just won't start pointing fingers or saying anything. We'll just, if she asks what was so important, then we can say, hey, like we went back to Rourke's and a couple of the rebellion members turned against Nerion and Mac, and we just wanted to bring to your attention that there might be people infiltrating the rebellion on your side of things too, and taking advantage of the rift between you and Rourke. Because even if Mel's reading our mind and knowing that we suspect her, worst thing she can do is say out loud or say to Lavinia, they suspect me. Hey, we have a really cool knife. Man, I just. So, as the person hypothetically pretending to die in this scenario, my concern is that enough of the people in the room don't work for the dirge that they're like, yes, you're right, this is a great idea. And then I'm murdered. Yeah, I like the deviousness of that train of thought. There are just a lot of flaws, some of which kill me. Um, what if what if we send in an animal messenger that just says that with the rebellion being divided, they're too weak to help us, and so instead of trying to help Mechabenzia, we're leaving? Because if they need me, hey guys, we're leaving town. If you want to try to convince us not to, come to our going away hot tub party. It'll be at Rorik's place tonight. Um, yeah, so far my best idea at this point is to send her a messenger being like, look, since you and Rorik can't figure your shit out, divided forces aren't going to do anything to stop the dirge, so we're taking what they want and we're leaving. I was more just thinking of ways to try to get Mel to out herself as being part of the dirge, because the rebellion has no reason to stop us from leaving other than wanting our help. Yeah. What if we just set the Mao house on fire again? This is mostly a joke. I don't want to kill Lavinia if she's not actually part of the dirge. Okay, well, we reached our two joke limit about murdering Lavinia today, so it's how you end up proposing with a sword. It's, just start talking to the scariest thing in town. What if he hypothetically wanted you to open a gate to the nine hells? And we're hoping to not do that for him either. Well, just remember the most important thing in life is if you ever decide on a murder suicide, do the suicide first. Actually say anything. Yeah, that is the risk. That is the risk of that plan. If it's Mel and a handful of people with Mel, and the rest of them are Lavinia and Rebellion that are still just the Rebellion, then that'll work. But if they're all Dirge and we're just that blind, no. Pipic, yeah. We saw him not long ago. Ca- I think yeah, I think that before I think I think that before we decide if we can do the Vizier, we have to figure out what's going on with Lavinia because like you said, if we tell Rourke to plan for the attack and there are people working for the Dirge in his camp, that word's getting back and we're fucked. Um, and if we go try to deal with Lavinia and Mel now and we die, he still can't do the attack tomorrow. So, kind of need to, unfortunately, we kind of need to figure that out before we do anything. We can probably tell Rourke that if we don't die dealing with Mel today, that we would like to do that and for him to only tell the people that he knows for sure he can trust. Kill him? This is true, but yes, but the rebellion also is not worried about whether or not the vizier is Dirge as much as he's part of the government that is oppressing them, which I think is the point of that assassination. to stick it to the government, not necessarily to the dirge. Their plans are not necessarily our plans, they just happen to overlap a little bit. Considering our next moves are either assassinate a political figure or attack the church, we're fucked no matter what our next move is. So at least this one we kind of have a plan for. Well, yeah, we also want to fix things. We also want to fix things. I think sometimes we focus too much on the dirge bit, which I mean is honestly our problem specifically, but as far as like what the rebellion is doing, they're not necessarily going, we're doing this to fuck the dirge. They're doing it to fuck the government, who just happens to have some dirge people smushed in there. To Yep. Also, to be fair, out of the three people that broke out of the jail during that prison break, Squelch was the bigger problem immediately, so we kind of forgot to worry about Mel. Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're a real bastard if you life bind yourself to a child. That's only giving you like what an extra 2 hit points. Hmm. I feel like that's a thing that you tell someone though, because they're less likely to attack you if they know about it. Sometimes our plans are violence, and we just, you know, so unless anyone has any objections, I think our plan is tonight to go to the Mao house, potentially with a couple extra allies, and walk in with the news that we believe the Dirge has infiltrated the rebellion and wanted to make sure that Lavinia was aware of it and go from there. Come be come be blessed by the water for good luck. Um yeah. Oh, you don't want to touch it? You can't come. Sorry. It's Siren's. It's Siren's fault. She needs everyone on the team to touch the water. She's really weird. It's a superstition, religious thing. If you don't. We can give him the uh stone carvy thingy. I was gonna give him the one that's. We can give him the promiscuous one too, but I was gonna give him the one that cuts through stone since we will be going into the Mao House basement. It wouldn't be the worst thing to have someone attuned to. If he can use them. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think if this shit hits the fan, we definitely have to focus on her. Hmm. I think potentially also have any of the rebellion members that come with us not go in with us so it doesn't look like we're coming in force. My my only issue with coming in force is if Mel has been making Lavinia paranoid and Lavinia thinks we're coming to attack her. We're also now against Lavinia. I like the idea of having backup there with us because Mel's definitely going to know we're onto her as soon as we show up, but I'd like to approach it with the hey, we're here to talk to Lavinia, and Mel has a very good reason to not want us to talk to Lavinia, which could make Mel out herself if we're just like, hey, we want to talk to Lavinia in private. And if she's like, no, I can't allow that, it's like, okay, why? I think all seven of us going in will be okay because we can justify that as we literally know Dirge have infiltrated the rebellion. We couldn't leave them there. Mhm. Mhm. I think that we go, and if we can get to the sewer where we cut the hole before we go in, we send in the animal messenger just saying like, "Hey, we're coming in. Can you meet us outside the hole? And if you don't come out, we're gonna come in. Hope that's okay. Thanks, bye. Glad you're safe. We promise not to strike this one with lightning. Probably. I do. Mhm. Mhm. Great. So if he takes him on a suicide mission and we're not there to help, it's double our fault. Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I was about to say I think that Chris has been DMing us long enough that he's just like, I'm not even gonna plan a session. I'm gonna propose a scenario and let them talk for 3 hours. We did. Yeah. Mhm. So, you threatened a man with a nickel to take a bath. It's a proper follow up to robbing a sex dungeon. These are the kind of these these are the kind of wrap ups we need. What did we do this week? Oh, we robbed a sex dungeon. What did we do this week? Oh,